Hello, this is part four of Philosophy of Religion with Isaac Matthews on the problem of evil, problem of suffering, and according to the worldview of Christianity, specifically the evangelical literal view of the Bible, um, taking here this scripture in Romans, while we were his enemies, Christ died for us. Taking issue with the word enemies here, and I do want to say here, let's go to the next slide. Um, Defining good. So we ended the last video with this slide. Why do bad things happen to good people? Well, that only happened once, and he volunteered. Um, I take issue with this, defining good. Of course, if you're looking for a human being without flaws and not making mistakes, I don't believe such a being exists, obviously, but saying that therefore you are doomed for hell without an atonement, without some divine intervention, I take issue with that. So, what is the most sensible omnigod or a theistic God, even if you're going to look at William Rowe, aka the friendly atheist? He said there is fairly compelling argument for the view that the existence of evil is logically consistent with the existence of the theistic God. Unquote. Again, he's not arguing for the omnigod. I haven't read all of William Rowe's writings, but I know a little bit of his history from a Christian into an atheistic view, um, and he has opened other certain arguments about the cosmological argument for God, which I also see some merit as well. But I'm simply saying I take issue with the biblical literalist view of Christ and God and forgiveness and how they define these words. So I will also summarize on a few points from Inspiring Philosophy. Again, I don't agree with everything. I don't disagree with everything. I've gone through some of the things I did like, may have some agreement on, depending on how terms are defined. So again, I will say right here, when you're reading the Bible, I don't think you should have to have a doctorate degree in Hebrew or Greek, ancient scripture to understand the text. I think if God wanted us to be saved and it was that crucial to have that specific theology, he would have made it clearer through the process of translations of the Bible. And so therefore, I think you should be able to read the Bible and understand it. Of course, there are interpretations that go every which way, but I will say that number one, summary of Inspiring Philosophy on the problem of evil, he said, evil exists because humans had the freedom to choose God, but instead we chose to be our own gods. When he says our own gods, I do agree that some people put their lives or their agenda, their own ego or selfishness in a way that does cause harm on other people. I recognize that. I just dislike the way of some Christians using wording in that sense. And again, on number two, when we walked away from God in Eden, we chose a different Lord of the earth, and with that, a world filled with issues that a connection to God and the tree of life would have prevented. I'm going to focus on this for the remainder of this video because I don't really take a whole lot of issue with number three and four, depending on how terms are defined there. But I'm just going to say we'll get into some of those things later. That's some big meat to chew on. But let's look at number two, God in Eden. Um, Taking a literal view of Adam and Eve, taking the view that if you have parents in Eden who have sinned, why are we still held accountable for their sins? Would there be a consequence? I could see a logical reasoning in that and saying because maybe if your parents were drug addicts, you're going to have a problem from that as well. There are consequences that affect other people, people that they know and love, people that they've cared for. I realize that consequences, but the whole Christian theology about being cursed for their sins, I don't see any merit for that as well. And so, thank you for watching. Please share and let me know what you think about these comments and the ideas I've shared today. Please subscribe and join our community and share this video with a friend. See what they think and let me know what you guys think. How can I make things better? And what are some ideas you'd like me to go more into in these series of philosophy of religion? Thank you.